Morning everyone, you're with Tom from Ludicrous Feed. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're flying down to Melbourne as a guest of Polestar to check out their new Roadster concept, Polestar 6. Looking forward to it. I'll see you down there. Okay, I've arrived in Melbourne. Fantastic. Looking forward to a great day here. Have a look at this. Who's picking me up today but the one and only Riz Akhtar from Carloop. Hey Riz, how are you?
Yeah, good Tom. Good to have you down in rainy Melbourne.
Oh, I'm looking forward to a great day at the Polestar event. All right. Well, first stop coffee, I guess.
Yeah, let's stop at Brunetti's.
Yeah, can't come to Melbourne without having good coffee. See you guys soon. All right, having coffee in Melbourne. That's the done thing, right? Before the big video shoot at Polestar. Alright, let's take a walk around of the Polestar 6 electric roadster event here at 2 Ton Max in North Melbourne. There's the car in front of us, but we might just do a little sweep around of the venue here just to give you guys an idea of what it's like. There's some displays here on the walls about the sustainability here at Polestar. Concepts, look around the back here. Some more concepts on sustainability. They're really focused on sustainability, which is good, which is a good thing to do. When we talk about electric cars, of course. It's very well appointed, lovely space, a lot of light. And here it is, the Polestar 6 electric roadster. Beautiful color there in that blue. Love a blue car. Let's see what it says on the ground here. Polestar Electric Roadster Concept, Polestar Electric Roadster Concept, built to showcase our vision for the future of electric sports cars. There we go. Aluminium labeling, a thermoplastic monomaterial for the interior to improve circularity, and an autonomous cinematic drone to capture your driving fun. Wow, that would be great to try out. 21-inch alloys for rallies, same as the Formula 1 cars. 255, 35, R22s, oh my apologies, 22-inch wheels. Polestar bonded AR unibody. Let's pan out there. Hardtop convertible, presumably. Gold lap sash. Have a look at the interior shortly. There it is from the back. Polestar Roadster. So 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds, 100 kilometers an hour that is. Range of about 600 kilometers, top speed 250 kilometers, 600 kilowatts of torque. Keep looking at the side here, digital side mirrors. Gold brake calipers, very reminiscent of the Polestar 2 Performance Pack. So they've gone with the same theme, very Polestar 2-like lights. Thor's hammer lights maybe, unless they've called it something else this time. And there we are, back to the front once again. There we go, Polestar logo in the same color as the rest of the car, just like in the Polestar 2 as well. Beautiful. So that's what this concept car was branded as initially, Polestar 02. So left-hand drive, so obviously this has been imported from overseas for this show, which this is the first time being unveiled in Australia, of course, in Melbourne, doing a roadshow in Sydney and Brisbane as well, up and down the east coast. So behind the steering wheel you've got a little display there, assumed to show important telemetry, speed, battery life, range, all the important things. Then you've got the steering wheel, of course, very minimalistic in its approach. This one's a left-hand indicate. Gear shift on the right, I like that. Takes away from the middle, where you don't need to have a gear shift in the middle anymore. So they've gone uber minimalistic. And of course that center screen, which is that infotainment system, looks very much like what a lot of EVs are now sort of doing. Minimalistic center screen in the portrait orientation. A bit bigger than the Polestar 2. Size anyway. Smaller bezels around too, I guess. White seats. Have a look at the pedals here. I'll just see if I can zoom in there. There we go. Plus and minus pedals. That's very cool. Pretty self-explanatory, I would think. Accelerator pedal, brake pedal. Check out these gold sash belts. The silver trim around it. That's pretty cool. And the buckle is also in silver too. Fancy. What's it say up here? Charging status. Oh yeah, that's where the LED light is for charging. I'll have to find where the charge port is as well. Maybe it's on the other side. Let's pan across the back. The lights. Very minimalistic as well. So it looks like the Polestar 2. It's that single rear brake light. So presumably also a skateboard design. Flat underbody. Let's do a low shot of the front there. There's a camera. You can see on the front. If I go right up close, you can see some text there. What's that say? Mid-range radar, range 350 meters. It's camera, pack 3D, frames per second 30. HFOV 180 degrees, VFOV 135 degrees. Long range radar, range FOV 30 degrees. And smart zone, HAD sensor cluster. That's the digital side mirrors, which a lot of EVs seem to be going for now. Seen also on the Genesis GV60 and also the Audi e-tron as well. So I wonder whether that will become standard with the future of EVs to come. One more thing to point out too is the seat belt clasp is pretty much flush with the rest of the seat. That's clear for all seats, front and back. Of course, being a skateboard design, presumably this time, as opposed to the Polestar 2, we've got a flat center row. Not that there's much room anyway in that second row, but it's a good improvement there from Polestar 2, having that flat floor. It's good. Have a look there, there's some buttons on that door too, on that side. It's pretty cool. And some buttons as well, seen in the front door as well. Nice, and then the speaker system. Bowers and Wilkins. Seems pretty high-end. Presumably all the materials would be high-end sustainable materials as well. Across the headline, across the dash, just all looks very well designed indeed. Okay, so I've just been given a tour by one of the representatives from Polestar, so we'll just fill you in a few more things that I picked up during that tour. So have a look at how low this front is. That's my hand right there, so it's very low indeed, but that does help with the downforce and aerodynamics, of course, when you're rounding corners and those high velocity turns, being a Roadster. And of course this is a clay model, so you literally cannot step into the car. I did ask them whether they went for a drive, but you literally cannot drive this car. It's just a clay model, albeit a very high quality clay model. Now there are no visible door handles, but you can just see something just there. I don't know whether you can see on the camera on the views, just a very small indent. So that could potentially, speculation, that could potentially be where the door handle is. Push it and the door opens. So we'll see what happens. You can see where it's been 3D printed as well, the marks. So this is very much a printed model. No charge port as yet, so that's not our fault that we couldn't find it. I don't think there is a charge port at this stage. You can see that there are 22-inch wheels, but the standard base model will come with 21-inch wheels. This is just for the clay model. You can see there's a little screen there. That's where the cameras will display for the driver and passengers. Right there, you see where my finger is. That's where the screen will be. So that's for the digital side mirrors. Just zoom inside there. There is wireless charging in the center console there beneath the screen. Okay. There's a play, pause button there in the middle. Of course, this is still in concept, so a lot of the features you see may or may not reach final production, including this interesting feature here. This is the rail for the drone that's supposed to come out and show you the position of the car. That's been confirmed that it won't be available in the final concept or final production, but that was, I guess, a concept feature with the drone to show where you are in space, I guess. And this rear light is going to act as the spoiler as well to help with the aerodynamics of the car. Acts doubly as a light as well as a spoiler as well for the Roadster. And I've been told that Polestar generally brings about 90% of the concept features to final production, so it'll be interesting to see how many of these features do make it to production later on in 3 or 4 years' time when it comes out. And of course all the materials will be labelled for tracking by blockchain to show its sustainable credentials. And the aim is to have mono production, which means that seats, for example, will be made of one material. When they are to be reused or recycled one day, they can just be literally crushed and then reused for something else, as opposed to having to sort out for recycling and reusing. So that's quite an innovative concept there from Polestar. And Polestar reckon that they'll probably sell for around $250,000 US in today's terms, which is about $400,000 or thereabouts Australian dollars in today's terms. So we'll see exactly how much they sell it for when it does arrive in Australia. And I was also told that the Thor hammer lights, yes, they are using that same concept, but you can see that now there's a bit of a gap between the two lights, and that's to signify that yes, they are moving away from the Volvo approach, because Polestar is now becoming its own brand. That's kind of the theme behind the diversifying lights between the two, as you can see there. All right, everyone, that's it from me, Tom from Ludicrous Feed. Thank you again to Polestar Australia for flying me down to Melbourne and taking a look at this beautiful Polestar 6 electric Roadster. Really appreciate it. If you get a chance in Melbourne, Brisbane or Sydney, go down and take a look at it. It's definitely worth your time. All right, thanks so much. Until the next Ludicrous Feed video, happy charging.